On behalf of the President of the United States, it will be my great privilege tonight to administer the oath of office to the next Director of the Office of Management and Budget, Mick Mulvaney. Grateful to be joined by family and friends, but most especially grateful to be joined by Pam Mulvaney. Pam, thank you for being here, and thank you for your family's commitment to the United States in this new chapter. We also have with us a distinguished group of guests. Senator Mike Enzi, the chairman of the Senate Committee on the Budget, is with us today. Mr. Chairman, thank you for being with us today. Senator Ron Johnson, also on the Budget Committee. And the Congressman's good friends, Senator Tom Cotton, Representative Mark Meadows, Representative Justin Amash, and, of course, his fellow South Carolinians, Senator Lindsey Graham and Senator Tim Scott and Representative Joe Wilson. That's quite a turnout, and I know it means the world to the President as it does to our new director. Give all these members a round of applause. In Congressman Mick Mulvaney, President Trump has nominated someone with an extraordinary record in public and private life. He once described himself as a serial entrepreneur, starting no fewer than 4 businesses over the course of his life, and along the way he established himself as a principled, results-driven leader. And he'll be bringing those leadership qualities and his well-earned reputation for fiscal responsibility to his new role leading the Office of Management and Budget. These qualities have served him well in public office. In 2006, he won a seat in South Carolina's House of Representatives, followed 2 years later by a seat in the state Senate. 2 years after that, he ran for the United States Congress on a promise of faithfully serving the good people of the Palmetto State. I had the great pleasure of knowing Congressman Mulvaney as a member of Congress, and I couldn't be more enthusiastic at the President's decision to task him to lead this vitally important agency in our national budget. He quickly established himself in the Congress, as I saw firsthand, as one of the leading fiscal experts on Capitol Hill. His work on the House Committees on Financial Services, Oversight, and Government Reform only added to that sterling reputation. A happy warrior on behalf of fiscal responsibility, Mick Mulvaney will bring those very same qualities to the Office of Management and Budget. Mick, President Trump has asked you to lead the Office of Management and Budget, a vital role in a day and age of deficits and debt. And we're both very confident that your leadership, your integrity, and your commitment to protecting America's fiscal and economic future will serve all the people of the United States with great distinction. Thank you for stepping up at this time in the life of our nation. And on behalf of President Trump, it now is my great privilege to administer to you the oath of office. So if you step to the side, place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, John Michael Mulvaney, do solemnly swear.
I, John Michael Mulvaney, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
That I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion,
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
of the office upon which I am about to enter.
of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Director Mulvaney would like his colleagues from South Carolina and the other members of Congress who are with us today to join us around the signing table as we sign his commission.
And Canada. Really, really productive conversations. I would say far more productive than you would understand. We've even developed a new council with Canada to promote women's business leaders and entrepreneurs. Very important to me, very important to my daughter Ivanka. I have directed our defense community, headed by our great general, now Secretary Mattis. He's over there now working very hard to submit a plan for the defeat of ISIS, a group that celebrates the murder and torture of innocent people in large sections of the world. It used to be a small group. Now it's in large sections of the world. They've spread like cancer. ISIS has spread like cancer. Another mess I inherited. And we have imposed new sanctions on the nation of Iran, who's totally taken advantage of our previous administration. And they're the world's top sponsor of terrorism. And we're not going to stop until that problem is properly solved. And it's not properly solved now. It's one of the worst agreements I've ever seen drawn by anybody. I've ordered plans to begin for the massive rebuilding of the United States military. I've had great support from the Senate. I've had great support from Congress generally. We've pursued this rebuilding in the hopes that we will never have to use this military. And I will tell you, that is I would be so happy if we never had to use it. But our country will never have had a military like the military we're about to build and rebuild. We have the greatest people on earth in our military, but they don't have the right equipment, and their equipment is old. I used it. I talked about it at every stop. Depleted. It's depleted. It won't be depleted for long. And I think one of the reasons I'm standing here instead of other people is that, frankly, I talked about we have to have a strong military. We have to have strong law enforcement also. So we do not go abroad in the search of war. We really are searching for peace, but it's peace through strength. At home, we have begun the monumental task of returning the government back to the people on a scale not seen in many, many years.
Flynn. But it wasn't verified. It wasn't the real General Flynn.
Right.
And you've got Nancy Pelosi and Elijah Cummings, two of the top House Democrats,
right,
who are so incensed, who are so ready to trash Donald Trump for anything, that they run to the microphones and they say, we have got to do something about this and have congressional hearings right away,
right,
because we're connecting the non-existent dots. This man is talking to Russia and Donald Trump is behind it. And by the way, they never checked out whether or not it was the real General Flynn who did it.
We still don't know who set this up. We don't know who's behind it.
No,
and
but
I don't know if anybody's
verified
investigating
it very easily.
How could they have verified it?
Real simple, Bill. What you do is there's usually a blue check mark if someone is a celebrity or if someone is well known like General Flynn. It's simple. Your 12-year-old knows this.
I don't know.
15-year-old. Yeah, I know.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Because I don't live in that world. But
Right.
I will tell you this, and I think this will impress you, Judge.
Yes.
Orders to my staff are that any tweets at any time are not to be reported unless verified by two other sources.
Okay.
So we have never gotten in trouble with fake news. We have never been faked out. We have never used anything off a Twitter account at all unless we can independently verify it from somewhere else.
And that's because you don't have an agenda. You are interested in
No, that's
sources.
because I'm a Luddite. I don't know anything about it,
okay,
and I don't trust it.
But think about it, Bill.
But they
I mean,
wanted
this
it to be
guy
true.
is the ranking member of House Oversight and
Doesn't
Government
make any
Reform.
sense, right?
And he wants to have hearings on this.
This is Cummings you're talking about.
I'm talking about Elijah Cummings.
Right. But Elijah would want to have hearings on this segment. He'd want to deport you and me. That's what a zealot and a fanatic he is.
Yeah, and not the people who are not working today because they're illegals, and
All right, well, let's not get into it. So the outrage of the week is, according to Judge Pirro, is that this fake tweet was picked up by two very powerful House members and used as a hammer to
go after Donald Trump.
Right.
And not only that, they demand hearings.
Did they apologize, by the way?
They don't apologize in the same way. All they did was they tweeted, oh, it was a mistake that a lot of people made.
Sorry, we're sorry.
Yeah, not really.
Okay, Judge Pirro, everybody, check her out Saturday night at 9. In fact, a tip of the day, a couple of books you might like. Also, Robert Samuel has his contributing